Hi everyone, it's me, Nicole. It's been a couple weeks. There's been a lot going on. I went out of town, I came back, and we now have sheep. So there's more to that story, and that's why I'm here with you. I have a lot of updates that I need to get through, and I was thinking about breaking them down into various different subjects because I've got some updates with our hens, I've got some updates with our garden, and then of course, as I just mentioned, we have sheep now, so that's kind of a significant update. I figured I would just do it all at once and sit here and be a little bit more informal. I'm out here in the field and I'm looking at the sheep right now, migrating a little bit. There are 8 of them. So I went to visit family in Kansas for Mother's Day. I visited my 98-year-old grandmother, who's really incredible. We're very close, and I was really happy to be able to spend some quality time with her. And while I was gone, Dennis and one of our neighbors who grew up on a farm and knows a lot about sheep decided to get 8 sheep. So when we got the hens, I did a whole bunch of research first. I needed to feel really comfortable about having them and caring for them. And with the sheep, I don't know much about them, so I'm going to be learning a lot about them. It's not really, the responsibility is not really so much on me as it is Dennis and our neighbor, but I really want to be able to feel like I can be involved and know what's going on, and if anything goes wrong, know how to handle it the best that I can. So at the point of having these sheep, as you can see behind me, I'm sitting out here in our field. You can see the land behind our house. It's about 9 acres, and right now it is pretty overgrown. And because we're in a very high danger of wildfire area, it's really important that we keep all of the land under control and keep it as fire safe as possible. So in the past we had been using tractors to kind of clear out the land, and now we're going to see how it goes with these sheep. So there are only 8 of them. It seems like it would take them forever and ever to get through this. We're just gonna kind of see how it goes. So far they are not super wanting to interact with us, but that's okay. They came from a property that's very close to us that has dozens of sheep, goats, they've got a donkey. So I think they might just be kind of getting used to their new surroundings. And again, I mean, it's not like we're gonna be snuggling with them, but it'd be kind of cool to be able to interact with them sometime. So I think it's gonna take a little bit of time. We've only had them for a week. As I mentioned, we have 4, and in kind of true Dennis fashion, he's not exactly sure what kind of sheep they are. 2 of them look kind of similar. They have the more traditional woolly wool coats. I don't even know what it's called. And then 2 of them kind of look like deer. I actually think they look like goats. And Dennis has always kind of been interested in getting goats, and I thought that he pulled a fast one on me and was going to bring home 2 goats and then calling them sheep. But I did some research, and there are actually sheep that kind of look a little bit more like goats and have, instead of having the like thick woolly coats, they have shorter coats. So I mean, we're just adding on to this little adventure we're having here. I don't know, maybe we'll be able to do something with the wool. I'm just gonna look into all the different possibilities. Our neighbor expressed interest in milking the sheep to create cheese, which sounds pretty cool to me. Again, I don't know anything about this at all, so there's a lot to learn always, and that's kind of what makes life interesting, is learning new things. But I definitely never think that I would be someone who owned sheep. I never thought I'd be someone who owned chickens, and I never thought I would be someone who honestly lived outside of a really big city, but here I am. So one of the kind of interesting things that's been going on with our hens is I think in my last update was my 1 year update, I had mentioned how nothing had really gone awry in the chicken coop, nothing really major, and we felt really pretty confident and happy about that. And then the next couple days after I filmed that video, Lulu decided to go broody on us. And that's actually a totally normal thing to happen, but what it means is she is feeling like she wants to hatch some eggs. So she's spending all of her time in the nesting box. She is sitting on top of the eggs, her eggs, all the hens' eggs, in hopes that they are going to hatch. And of course, we do not have a rooster, so they are not going to be fertilized and they will never hatch. I did some more research on this, and there are a couple different ways that you can handle this. I think, you know, there's nothing really problematic about it except for the fact that she's just wants to stay in the nesting box all day and all night. So that means that she's not getting outside on a regular basis to eat and drink as much as she normally would. Also kind of being literally cooped up like that, she's not getting exercise. She is also not taking dust baths, and that is important to kind of keep the feathers clean, prevent possible mites or lice, which could be really problematic. So you don't really want it to go on for too long. Kind of the most extreme way that I've seen to help break broody hens of their broodiness is to separate them from the rest of the flock and put them in a wire cage alone, just with food and water, and with nothing underneath them. So when they're in the nesting box on the eggs, the point is to keep the eggs really super warm so that they're gonna hatch. By putting them on the wire mesh cage with nothing underneath, it kind of keeps the air flowing and keeps them cooler. We're trying to avoid having to do this. I think we're gonna give it another couple days. The good news is that she has been coming out on her own every once in a while during the day, and then what we do is when we go out into the yard where the coop is, we will take her out of the nesting box, put her by the water, make sure she's eating and drinking, and she has been going and doing her dust baths. So hopefully she's just gonna kind of snap out of it. We'll see, but it's been really interesting. The other really interesting thing is she laid a super soft egg. Dennis went out one evening to close the chickens up as he does every night, and he noticed that there was this really soft, squishy egg right outside of the run. And we know that it was Lulu's because it looked like one of her eggs. Lulu and Lola lay the same type of eggs, and there was a regular egg in the nesting box that looked fine, so we knew that was Lola's. Having this sort of soft squishiness means that in this case, it could be an indicator of something else more serious health-wise, but we're pretty sure it's because she's not getting enough calcium. And she normally gets the calcium from the oyster shells that we provide to them, and that's a way to keep the eggs nice and strong. So that egg was really strange, and then she just hasn't been laying at all. So that's really kind of the only other issue with that new adventure. And then of course it's possible that our other hens may go broody at some point too. So we'll just see. We're keeping an eye on them. Everyone else seems to be doing pretty well. So I guess my next update would be the garden, and I'm again experiencing lots of frustration, lots of good things, but lots of frustration. Now out in the large garden plot, it seems the birds are getting to my raised beds. So I have radishes, kale, and beets in those two tall raised beds. They are 2 inches wide by 4 inches long. Last year I had them in the greenhouse, and the issue with that was that my plants were not getting pollinated. I had cucumbers growing and they just grew, they were really kind of deformed and really small, and so I decided that I would move them outdoors and thought that I would plant some crops that wouldn't really need so much pollination. So they were doing really well. I did French breakfast radishes and harvested a bunch of those, the first ones today, but I noticed also that the birds had come and chewed off pretty much all of the greens. In the other raised bed, I had all the beets going, and the birds came and pretty much ate everything. So I ordered one of those kits with like the hoops that you can build with a net that goes over them, and I'm just gonna hope that that works out. It's so frustrating when you put all this time and effort into your garden and then the critters come and just have a salad bar, but what can you do? So I'm gonna keep going. The tomatoes are doing really well, which I'm happy about, and I still have a lot to do. Every day I try to do something, but I'm getting more and more, I would say, overwhelmed because I still have a lot of prepping to do for the beds that are lower to the ground. So I just basically need to get some more soil. I need to chop up a whole bunch more wood to put into the lower levels of the bed so that I'm not using as much soil. It's starting to get really hot here too. I mean, it's going to get much hotter, but it's getting into the mid 80s, and just being out there in the full sun, it's pretty exhausting to get that sort of work done. So you either have to do it really early in the morning or wait for a day when it's a little bit cooler. And actually today it's kind of perfect gardening weather as long as you have some sun protection. It's, I think, about 75 degrees. So my plan for today is to get 4 more of my large tomato plants into the garden bed that's just ready to go. I think I'm also going to scatter some carrots in there, do some chaos carrots planting. And I also have some peppers that I need to deal with. So I think just kind of breaking things down into smaller little chunks makes it feel a little bit more manageable. And, you know, if things don't happen all at once when they're supposed to happen, I'm just gonna keep going and hope for the best. I found that trying to, you know, just follow a whole really strict plan and try to follow all the rules, I mean, it's helpful, but I don't think it's always worth it, because you'll find things will work out that you don't think were going to work out. And, you know, there's always something to learn, and it doesn't hurt by trying and doing experiments. And one of my favorite other video creators, Heather, who does tomatoes, poppies, and everything gardening, she does all kinds of really cool experiments. She's very dedicated to them too. So I think I've learned a lot from her in that, you know, you might as well try something. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And usually in those seed packets, you just have so many seeds, so it doesn't hurt to try some different things. One kind of cool thing that happened is I had been trying to germinate some watermelon seeds, and I think I put them in the seed starter and on the heat mat, I mean, maybe 3 weeks ago, and I just thought they weren't going to happen. The seeds were actually kind of old. The packet had never been opened, but I had never planted them. So I thought, well, I'm just going to see what happens. I was about to give up and start over, and then last night I noticed that one of them just sprouted up about an inch high out of nowhere, just like magic. So we're excited about that. Hopefully the watermelons will get going. The other new thing I've tried are the okra. I sprouted those seeds before. I put them in the ground, and they are now sprouting up and looking pretty healthy. So I might have to do something to prevent the birds from getting them also. But overall, things are going pretty well. And the other cool thing is we got our first little baby strawberry. So I bought some strawberry plants last year, managed to kind of keep them alive until I planted them into one of our tiered planters just recently. I've been doing really well with them. I've been covering them with netting to help prevent the birds, and that's working out pretty well. So we had our first little strawberry. I don't know if we'll get any more, but we ate it. We all shared it. We cut it into 2 little pieces, gave a little bit to Sunny too, because she loves fruits and vegetables, and that was a fun little moment. So making progress here on our little farm. I will keep you updated. Hoping to be able to get a little bit closer to these sheep and have some more videos of them, because as I mentioned, they're not too sure about the humans, but I think they'll just be a great addition to our lives. I'm looking at them over here. I'll try to get some more video of them. Thank you for joining me on this beautiful Saturday afternoon out here in the field. I'm sitting here on our old John Deere lawnmower and it's just a beautiful day. So I'll see you soon. Hope you're having a great weekend. For more updates and content, as always, you can subscribe to my videos. I don't do longer videos so often. I do a lot of fun little silly shorts for the most part, so there's probably something for everyone here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.